Hi everyone, I'm Jossif and you're watching or listening to the Box of Inspirations show. I'm glad to introduce today's guest, my good friend, Marie Grace Berg. Marie is a well-known connector of people and influencers. She got her start in business through podcasting, where she interviewed experts in different niches. Her greatest passion is bringing in experts together to share their message in a much bigger way and serve more people. She recently hosted a very successful summit and is now hosting her second one. But first, Marie, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Joseph. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for having me here. I'm excited to share my journey and my story on this podcast. So congratulations for launching this podcast, and being part of it is such an honor.
Thank you. And I'm excited to have you on this podcast as well. And in today's interview, we will focus on your upcoming virtual summit that you are hosting and talk about mistakes that people make, key takeaways, and some tips and tricks in that topic. But before we do that, for the ones who might not know you that well, tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and what you do.
All right. Thank you, Joseph. All right. So a couple of years ago, I quit my nursing job. I've been a nurse half of my life. And I quit my nursing job so I could be together with my husband. My husband is from Norway, so we live half the time in Norway and half the time in the U.S. And it was the only way we can be together to quit my job and move to Norway. And I did that one, and I didn't know what to do when I moved to Norway. I started Googling things, and I found out that there is this called online business that you can operate wherever you are. Took a leap of faith and got my mentor through John Lee Dumas of Entrepreneur on Fire. He mentored me to launch my podcast, and I'm thankful to this day for him, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be where I am today. So thank you, John Lee Dumas, if you ever watch this. The credit is yours. So back then, so I got started with the podcasting, and then as soon as I realized that I enjoyed connecting with people, interviewing them, sharing their expertise. So from podcasting, launched my own program, then went to virtual summits. I love virtual summits because not only I'm able to connect with other experts in the industry, but the chance to share your message in a much, much bigger way and in a shorter period of time. Because podcasting, I was doing daily, and summits I could do in seasons. And that's what I really love with virtual summits. So now I've launched 2 summits. Currently, I'm doing 1 now, and it's been a blast. It's been fun to do it, although it's a ton of work, but it's well worth it. It really launched my business to where I am today by getting those connections, and having those connections that I've built relationships with. I couldn't trade that one for anything else. So it's been quite a journey, starting from podcasting, now doing summits, but I'm enjoying every minute of it. And I think that's the perk of having an online business, that you can operate wherever you are, because you only need your laptop and your computer. And now I'm able to be with my husband wherever he is. So I hope that was an inspiration to everybody that you can do anything. I mean, I started as just a nurse, and I didn't have any skills at all. I had to learn podcasting, I had to learn summits, I had to learn how to create programs or courses. But everything can be done. Everything you can learn. The information is out there. It's just to get started.
And I love that story, because what you're doing now is so completely different from being a nurse, but you still managed to make it happen. So, and that's a proof to everyone out there that this is possible. And you had a very successful virtual summit, your first one, and you're now hosting your new virtual summit called Teach and Profit Summit, which will be all about creating, promoting, and profiting from online courses. But first, tell us, what have you noticed being a common mistake people make when creating an online course?
Great question. And I'm guilty of this myself too. And over, this is the one I have seen, and I have, and the experts from this summit have shared too, is that people, when we get excited, we have experts that we want to share to people. We just want to create this program, of course, and put it out there. That is the biggest mistake. I did one myself, and it totally bombed, because I didn't do the the foundation. The foundation meaning researching your target audience. What do they want? What do they like? What kind of problem they have that you can solve, versus creating the course first and then putting it out there. I mean, that was a huge mistake, and I see a lot of people doing this. So that would be the biggest one: not testing your offer or your product or your idea before you even create it. So don't create your program. Put it out there first. Put the idea out first. Sell the idea first before you create the program. That has been the overwhelming theme of all the 55 experts that I've interviewed for the summit, to test your idea first before creating it, before putting in all the time to creating the course. Test it out there, put it out there, pre-sell them. I think that was the word, pre-sell them first before creating the program. So that will be the biggest mistake that I see people have, and I'm guilty of it, and a lot of people are. So now that you know, don't create your program first before testing it out. Put it out there, test it, pre-sell it.
So test your offer, pre-sell it, pre-sell the idea and see how people react. Could you give an example of how you could put the idea out there? So for example, did you do it through email or on social media, through a webinar, through a funnel from Facebook ads or something similar?
I love it. Love the question. All right. So there are so many ways to do it. So if you have a list, of course, you want to do it with your email list. So what I did now with my Succeeding program, usually I do a 3-day email campaign. So I send 3 emails on a daily basis. So day 1, day 2, and day 3. So for the first email is to warm them up. Second email is to make the announcement. Third email is the last call to action. And these are emails that telling them, okay, I'm launching a new program. It's a pilot program. If you're interested, click here. There will be more in the email, but that's the theme of the email, to let them know that there is something coming. And if they want to participate as a pilot group, they get the discount price or in exchange for a great testimonial. And what I love about that one is, first of all, you're tapping into your own list. You are not giving the program for free, because people invest time if they invest money. And I think it's important for those who are beta testing or piloting their program, to not give it away, but price it in a way and make it valuable enough, because what are you doing is valuable anyway. And you're going to be putting in time and effort already creating this program, for even though this is the first time you're putting out there. So that would be my first one, would be email. Of course, if you don't have an email list, Facebook ads is great, but that's a cold. Remember, it's a cold traffic from Facebook. So make sure that you do some real nurturing first before you invite them. Webinars are great. If you don't have a list, maybe you can partner with somebody that, okay, maybe you can say them like a JV partner, or maybe not a JV partner, but somebody that you can partner with a list, okay, that you want to have a training with them, you do a webinar with them, and then in exchange for them promoting you or you using their list, you share the profits with them. So that can be, it's either a Facebook ads, your own email list, your someone that you can partner with, or if you don't really have, tap into your Facebook friends or that are ideal clients for you, not just Facebook friends that are your friends and family, but your ideal clients, because the reason why you want to have your ideal clients is because they are going to be the one to give you feedback with this program. So if you get your friends just because they're doing it for favor, then you won't get that right feedback that you need in order to tweak this program. So those will be my top 3 ways on how to get started with testing your program.
I love those ideas, and it's important obviously to know that cold traffic will convert a little bit not as good as the warm traffic, but if you have an email list, I love the 3 steps you mentioned, the 3 emails, because you take the people through a process before you show them the offer that you have, the idea that you have. And I think that's important to make them to feel ready for what's to come, and to take them through that process, a well thought process. That's very important. Mm-hmm. And we both have experience in creating Virtual Summit, and you can kind of look at Virtual Summit as online courses. And are you doing anything different when it comes to promoting this summit that you're hosting right now in comparison with your first one?
Okay, so the first one, well, that was like a trial and error too, because that was my first time.
I love it.
I did a lot of things wrong. But still, I still consider it a success. I mean, the fact that I was able to put it out there was a success in and of itself. But this time, I was more strategic. Okay, I planned the first one, but this time I was more strategic in the sense that I tap into different expertise. I wasn't really just tapping into influencers. I wanted people that are really on the trenches, like because I want people to because this is all about packaging and being able to put your knowledge and expertise and passion and advice into online courses or program. And I wanted people who are really not really up there yet, but just above where most people are. Because what I noticed is that people learn and resonate with people who are not far off where they are, and that's what I noticed with right now. A lot of people, my speakers, for example, a lot of them are really, really excited, are really, really engaged, and they are promoting like crazy, because they are excited about it. Okay, my first one, I have a lot of influencers out there, but let's face it, it was done very quick, and the promotional calendar, of course, you have to put that one in consideration too. I mean, a lot of influencers, they have their marketing calendar filled up way in advance. So if you do a summit and ask them to promote, chances are they won't be able to promote. This time, a lot of my speakers were able to promote. So I think this time I was more, the engagement was more because of the people and the speakers that are on the trenches. But not only that, they were more open into promoting it to their list. I guess because they have more, they have more open space in their calendar, and also a lot of them haven't done summits before. They haven't been a speaker on a summit, and they were so excited about sharing their expertise and being able to spread their message in a much, much bigger way. So I think that was one of the biggest differentiation from my first one. I had a lot of influencers in my first one, but not much promotion on their part because of their limited promotional time. This time I have more people who are not really they're up there yet, but they are so engaged, and these are the upcoming people, and they are more engaged in terms of promotion, in terms of putting themselves out there. So I think that was the difference, and I can see the activities, the attractive activities of each of the speakers. I see more engagement now than earlier. So I think for those of you who are looking into or are thinking of launching a summit, for example, have a mix of your speakers. A-listers are great, but most of the time they won't be able to promote. A lot of them don't promote summits. A lot of them have marketing calendar are filled up way in advance. So mix them up. Get C-listers or B-listers, because those are the ones that are very active. They're hungry. They're excited. They want to share themselves to their audience and social media like that. So I think that was one of the big thing that I will do moving forward to really mix it up.
Maria, I couldn't agree more with you on this one, because the people who are in between, as you mentioned, which is the big part of your speakers, those are the ones that most of us can relate to, and that's what's motivating us to listen to them and to take action and to follow their steps maybe. So I think that's a really good idea, and that's a big part of the promotion part as well as the creation part of the virtual summit. So tell us a little bit about the Teach and Profit Summit. Who is it for, and what is it about?
All right, so thanks a lot for this opportunity. Okay, so the Teach and Profit Summit is where I'm bringing in 55 experts on online course creation for the purpose of helping experts, consultants, speakers, bloggers, authors to be able to package their knowledge and expertise into online programs or courses. And we know that this is one of the best way to leverage your expertise in a much scalable, and also not just scalable, but a more passive way. Because when we create a program or a course, we create it one time and then we can profit from it over and over again. That's the beauty of having online courses and programs. And that is the premise of the summit. Also, because my core topic is all about joint venture partnerships or collaboration with each other to promote each other or to spread our message far and wider than if you could do it alone. And one of the components of that one is having an online program that people want to buy, that joint ventures are willing to promote. That's why I wanted this summit I want to put this summit up to get all of these experts in one place so you and I can learn, because I'm learning myself too. And it has been so much fun doing that. So who is it for? This is for you. If you have an expertise or if you have a knowledge of advice and you want to package that one into online courses that you know, or that your audience will love to buy and your joint ventures will love to promote. And so whether you are a health coach or a fitness coach or a relationship coach or a social media marketing expert or an author or a podcast, you will learn a ton on this summit, because all of the 55 experts that I have in the summit, they're going to be talking about specific topics that covers the 3 phases, which is create, promote, and profit from online courses. So I'm excited about this one. I hope you all will be watching and at least learn something, because if you can just pick one idea from one of the speakers, I bet that will change the course of your business. I mean, if that's really my goal, if you can just have one idea from one of the speakers, you go out and implement that one and it will change your business, then I've done my share.
I completely agree with you. If you have something specific that you know you can teach, and there's a lot of ways to monetize your experience, your knowledge, and all that kind of stuff, but having online courses is a perfect way to do that. So let's say we have that audience, the people who will go through this virtual summit. What is the journey that you will take them through, and how would you recommend them to consume the content of the virtual summit?
Yes, that is one of the biggest hurdle for people, and I know that. I'm aware of that. I mean, I feel overwhelmed too if I see all of these 55 speakers. How the heck are we able to consume all of them? And that's true, and I empathize with that. But here's what I found out, and here's what I've learned after doing this 2 summits already myself. So when I'm learning, when I want to learn something, I'm very specific on that topic. And that's what I tell people too who are watching the summit. Create like an outline and put, I created a calendar of activities that people can download too, that can help them organize when they're watching the summit. But what I would like is, where are you right now? Are you into creating courses? Do you have a course already, or are you already have a course and you just want to learn how to promote or to profit from it? So start with where your business are. If you're at the level of, okay, I'm just starting out, okay, then focus on the creation part. Pick some of the speakers that speak on the topic that you need right there and then. I'm really a big proponent of learning as you go. So learn what you need right now. The rest you can watch later, or you can learn later. So if you're just starting out, you want to learn how to create courses or package your knowledge into courses, then pick speakers under that phase 1, which is creation, and then watch those speakers only. Don't bother about the promotion yet or the profiting yet. Focus on that one, because that way you can at least 1 or 2, if you can watch 1 or 2 sessions on that, then you have an idea of how to create your courses. And then move on to the next one. Okay, when you're ready for the next one, the promotion, then pick 1 or 2 or 3 speakers about promotion. Because promotion, there's so many ways that you can promote. You have to pick 1 or 2 that you can really focus on, whether that be doing virtual summits or doing webinars or doing Facebook Live. You have to pick 1 or 2, the most, at one time. And once you get that one rolling, then you move to another one. Then once you have that promotional piece, then learn about how to monetize. What are the different ways to monetize your online program? One of that one is, of course, launching a group program, for example, that like per season, for example. Or you can do a membership, for example, to continue that support that they're going to get after you launch your program. So there's so many ways to monetize this. Or you can create a book, for example, or other ways of refurbishing your program. But pick what you need right now. I mean, out of all those 55, you won't be able to watch and learn from them all at the same time. So just pick what you need right now. So get started with where you are, where your business is, and then pick the speakers and the topics, and then go with that one, and then move to the next, and then the next. So that would be my suggestion for those who want to make the most of the virtual summits or the speakers that we have on the summit.
I agree with you. Learn as you go, and pick something specific and learn about that, create that, overcome that that missing knowledge or whatever you want to call it, and create that step. And then move on to the next one. And the good thing is that you really have everything on the same platform. You can start with creating your online course, creating your content, and then promoting that, and then learn about profiting from an online course. So every step of the way, you have that on the same platform. So I have a little bit, this is more of a difficult question, I think, for you. If you could pick only one key takeaway from the virtual summit, what would that be?
Oh, wow. Yep, that's kind of typical. All right, well, if there's one key takeaway from the summit, that will be of all, I mean, the theme of the summit, the speakers was really is about testing your offer first. And that really sunk in me because I bombed my first one. I learned I did my first one really the wrong way. So I think moving forward, I know how important it is to test your offer first. So if there's one big takeaway from all the speakers, that would be it. Test your offer first before you go out there and create it. And especially now, I mean, there's almost no barrier at all to be able to do this at such a low cost. You don't have to spend a ton to be able to test your offer. You could just put out Facebook ads, for example, and see if it converts. You don't have to spend $1,000 for it, maybe just $200. You will know if it's converting or not. And if you have a list, send it to your list. It's no longer a barrier to do that. So that will be a big takeaway.
So test your offer. And Marie, before we hit the last round, share the best way that people can find you online to connect more with you and where they can learn more about your virtual summit.
Thank you for the opportunity. Yeah, so if you are if you're wanting to package your knowledge or expertise and want to learn from 55 experts that I've put in, I want you to I have a gift for you, and that is the playbook, the Teach and Profit playbook, wherein I have not only the speakers, but it's an action guide of all the tips that I gathered from the 55 speakers. So you can go to teachandprofitsummit.com.
Perfect. And everything will be linked below this interview. So it's time for my favorite part of this interview. I call it the unexpected three, where I will ask you three random questions. Marie, are you ready?
I am ready. Let's go for it.
So number one, what is one of your favorite tools or resources right now that you are using?
My favorite one is actually Zoom. I mean, I love Zoom. It has never been such a tool out there that is so easy and that I'm using a lot of, not just like this, but during my interviews, during my masterminds, during my client calls. I mean, this has been so easy to use and it has been so reliable too. So that would be Zoom.
I agree. And that's what we are using right now for those of you who don't know. So Zoom, it's one of the platforms I use as well. So number two, is there one thing, something specific that you do every day to put yourself in the right mindset for the day?
Oh, I love this. Okay, so recently, I've been really bad on sticking to routines. But I know that routines are really important. And if there's one thing that I learned from my mentor, John Lee Dumas, one of the one is batching. But my morning routines are like this. the first time, as soon as I wake up, of course, do my morning routines in the bathroom, drink water. I do my 3 things. That's 30 burpees, 30 push-ups, and 30 squats. Man, that really puts me in that space that I am ready to conquer the day. And I know that if I don't do it, I feel so awful for the day. So it's been a routine for me now, and it's been like automatic, because once you have it as a habit or as a routine, it becomes automatic. So I know and the secret is I'm doing this one right in the bathroom. So there is no excuse for me. I mean, 30 squats is so easy, 30 push-ups and 30 burpees. That's it. And then I usually go through my day, my tasks for the day. But that is my morning routine that I cannot live without it. And I know how good it feels like doing it. And meditation, I'm not really big on meditation. My meditation is like this. I just sit down, listen to relaxing music, maybe just 5-10 minutes, and that's it. Just let go of my thoughts. That is my kind of meditation, because sitting in there and kind of getting my thoughts out, I couldn't do it. So I had to listen to some relaxing music to be able to relax my mind. So that will be my morning routine.
I love it. Talk about starting the day with energy.
Yes, exactly.
So number 3, take us back to the day where you decided to go your own way. With the experience and the knowledge that you have today, what one advice would you give to yourself back then?
One advice, that's a hard question. All right, well, one advice will be just to get started. I was so scared when I got started, but I did it anyway. I think when you want to do something, don't procrastinate, don't delay, just do something, just get started today. Have I delayed it, I probably wouldn't be where I am today. I knew back then that I had to, because I felt like I didn't have a choice, but I put that deadline on myself. But it's all about getting started. So if I look back and want to get started, I mean, it will be really just to do something. Just get started. I think that will be it. Get started.
And I think this is someone we all can test for. We have all delayed something. We have all been procrastinating a lot. But I think that's a good takeaway, a final takeaway, and a perfect takeaway to end this interview with. And Marie, it was a pleasure having you on here.
Likewise, thank you so much for the opportunity. I really hope that they get a value from what we talk about today. And just get started. Just keep moving.
Perfect. And you will find all the links mentioned in this interview below. And with that said, thank you all for joining us today.